What's up, family? I just had to address this comment right quick because I was supposed to have done this a long time ago. Shout out to my brother Southern Comfort. He sent me an inbox reminding me about this comment. And it was basically about, it was in response to the last Glamour School video that I did. And he was basically saying that he felt what I was saying, understanding what I'm saying, but what would be my plan for income opportunities for these people that don't manicure themselves? What is your method of generating income again? He's with me. But for some people, they just can't and won't do it. Said, gave the example of Harriet and how she would shoot your ass if you wasn't ready to be free. And that's kind of where it's at, family. Like, I don't have no tips with how to assimilate yourself into the system or how you can conform and be less threatening to the crackers when you're going to get a job interview, like the poor sister was saying on here. And I forgot that I meant to address that too, because that's what I'm probably going to call this bad hair life. Because ain't no way I had to give it up to Satek and Sonetta. Y'all brothers, y'all did a good job at controlling yourselves and not getting offended. Because ain't no way I could have sat there and listened to all them women basically tell me I'm ugly and my mate is ugly and all the women who I consider beautiful are ugly and look crazy. We ain't presentable and not take offense to that. Like I would have had to. When that girl said that she was only with her shit naturally, it was a bad day. Wow, like Sonetta said, my Empress said the same shit. I said the same thing. Wow, what else can you say to that? So, I'm having a bad hair day every day. This is a bad hair life. That's what I gotta call it. So, shout out to all y'all raggedy motherfuckers with your bad hair lives. It's the same type of mentality. But yeah, I don't know. Like the brother tried to tell me a while back, one of them haters trying to tell me I can't go to no interview like this and I ain't gonna be able to sit down and get no job presenting myself this way. And y'all are all right. That's right, sister. You're gonna have to conform if you want to be part of the system. You're gonna have to do these things if you want to assimilate with them. If you want to be with what they doing, then that's what you're gonna have to do. You're going to have to come to the realization that that is not what you have to do. It's not your fate. Like you just have, what I'm going to do? I got to get a job. I got to do this. No, you don't got to do anything. You are only limited by what you know. You only think that way. When shit get rough, you just think job. When money get low, because that's your programming. You don't even think it. You just react. The way you've been programmed to react. Pardon me. Just like the sister, who I'm very happy that she's cancer free, but y'all didn't have to get off the topic. You didn't have to give her a pass just because she had cancer and put on a wig. Like, that wasn't good enough to me. Okay, so your hair fell out, and the first thing you thought about when you said I need to replace my hair, I need hair since mine is gone, the first thing came to your mind to do was to put some straight European hair on your head. You see, I don't have a problem with the sister covering her head up because her hair fell out. If you feel like you need hair, if that's your crown and glory, if you believe that, fine. But why did you feel that this is the style that looked good? See, that's the underlying thing. I wish you would have got to that, but that's what we got to come to, family. Like, ain't no way you're going to feel beautiful and happy and natural about yourself. Let me give you another example. It was a sister. I ran into a sister who do hair in the same building as my favorite vegetarian restaurant. So I was there getting me something to eat. She came in after seeing her client. She was all distraught because her client husband, the woman's husband, don't want her to wear her natural hair. He encouraging her to get a perm and weave and all this type of shit. So I understand what you sisters are saying too about the brother's responsibility, and we encourage it. I heard the women saying, I get more compliments. I get to, feel sexier. And somebody telling you sexy. You didn't think you was just sexy as soon as you put that shit on. Or you got that idea from what you was watching and images you were receiving. What planted in your head was sexy. And I see that. That's how shit is designed. But you're going to have to know that we got to reject all of that. We can't find a way to be our natural selves in their shit. So if that's what you're trying to do, that shit ain't going to work for you. That's not going to work. You're going to be in conflict with your natural self every day when you get up and go put yourself in that position, doing something that you know is not working for the betterment of your people. Some of y'all got jobs that you know that these people are the ones that are responsible for half of the bullshit going on in your own community. And you go to work for them every day knowing what they really all about. And you got to live with that. So you got to live with these things. It ain't good enough just to say, well, I had to pay my bills and I had to eat. Now, you see, there go that spooky part of me. What about your soul? See, that's where the spook is, and that's where the divinity come in. What about the divine essence of you that was here before this and going to be here when all this shit is gone? You have a responsibility to that person. Just like you had a responsibility to put some food in your mouth, some clothes in your bag. You cannot neglect one for the other, though. And what we fail to realize is if we took care of that first, if we sought first the kingdom of God, what does that mean? Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness. Then all these things shall be added unto you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over shall men give unto your bosom. People who just give you shit. You won't have to be running around worried about where you're going to get nothing from. See, that's the reverend coming out. We're going to have some sessions now. We're going to have some real church. And I got a church coming. All of that is coming. I'm doing all of that. Because all that is necessary. We need real church, real spirituality. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But there's a difference between religion and spirituality. They are not synonymous. In no way, shape, or form. Matter of fact, they are opposite. So, let's get all that together. As far as a plan, first thing is start with your mind. Make your mind up. This is what you want to do. That you will be free. That you ain't going to assimilate no more. You're not going to play the game no more. You understand? That you're going to be your natural self and do what's best for all. If you just made certain basic decisions and first steps, it's them first steps. You don't have to see the rest of the staircase. You don't have to see the whole street in front of you. All you need to see is what your headlights have lit up. That little small area ahead. That's all you need to know that you can make it. It's about fear most of the time. You're just afraid. What you gonna do without Massa? What you gonna do without your J-O-B? But for me, it was just an organic process. I kind of grew with my hair. And this is my second time growing my hair, so that was a whole nother process. This time I went through a whole nother thing. But I say first it starts with your mind. Visualize. Visualize what you want to be, what you want to do. See yourself doing exactly what you think you should be doing for your people. not for money, not for how you can generate income. So this is one of our biggest mistakes. We sit around thinking about how we can get some money first. But at the time while you're doing that, see, we don't understand feeling. So this is what they didn't go into enough in The Secret. They just tell you about thoughts. Thoughts become things. Yeah, thoughts become things. But I don't care how much you think about being rich. How do you feel? Your feelings or your emotions, your energy, emotion. What's that? See, do you think rich and feel poor? Like, I mean, at your core, at your being. Do you feel like a slave? Can you see yourself as a millionaire? Like, literally, can you see yourself as a billionaire, as a king or a queen or a prince or a pharaoh or whatever? Royalty. Can you see that? Or is all you can see is bills coming in and the kids talking shit and the boss on your ass and car notes and debt? Is that all you see? So you got to be honest with yourself. What are you visualizing and what are you feeling? This is the core. This is the key. Nothing physical you do is going to make any difference until you get this shit straight. Because I could tell you some things that you should do and you wouldn't even want to do it because it don't fit with the framework of how you think things supposed to go. See, most of us just want some microwave success. You don't want to sacrifice. This is something else. I know a brother right now who got a very successful business, owns his own barbershop. Shout out to Mr. Razor's Barber and Beauty. And a lot of people envy his position and what he's doing and want to aspire to do that. But when he tell them what he did to do it, what he had to go through to do it, they want to find another way to do it. They don't want to take them steps. If that brother said, I ate sardines for a year, nothing but sardines for a year. Every day I ate sardines for a year. Until I saved up the money to get my business. Do you have the discipline? Are you a real disciple? This is the plan. This is what it takes. Discipline. Because it wouldn't matter if you got free today. If your boss say, okay, you can go. Go on and do your own thing. Do you have the discipline to get yourself up every day at a certain time and open your business? Some of y'all need to be told what time to come to work. Some of y'all need that. Some of y'all wouldn't get up. Some of y'all leave too soon, too early if you ain't have been told what time you can't go until this bell ring. If you ain't been told what time you can leave, you might just leave whenever you fucking feel like it. What would happen if you weren't told to be back in an hour for lunch? Would you be gone for 2 or 3 hours and have customers outside waiting? And then put yourself out of business? I know people right now who say they don't want their own business. They don't want that kind of responsibility. Because with great power comes great responsibility. Everybody is not going to do this. Some people are going to be workers. Some people are supposed to be workers. That's great. But who are you working for? I ain't even telling people to not work. Get a good job for the right people. Help build up the right businesses if you're going to help build some. If you don't have the intention or the drive to do it for yourself, then help somebody else who do. Offer your services in that way. Why would you continue to help build the businesses of the people who you know are here to destroy our communities and destroy you? So you're going to pay for that, whether you know it or not. Y'all going to have to pay for those things. And let me correct that too. Income outs for those people who don't manicure themselves. I ain't talking about them type of people. Like, we need to get I'm well groomed. This is part of this is documented for us how we supposed to carry ourselves, dress. Why this book tell you to wash your sheets every day. That's what I'm talking about. While you running around trying to be as fly and as pretty as you can be, some of y'all sleeping on the same nasty sheets you've been sleeping on all month. Worrying about the wrong shit. Worrying about all this shit. You look good and pretty, but your dwelling is full of germs and mice and mites. What's the shit I'm trying to think of? Y'all know what the fuck I'm talking about. Fucking bugs and shit. Bed bugs. Lice. That's what the fuck I'm trying to think of. Whatever. So I ain't talking about being unmanicured or being ungroomed or being raggedy. I damn sure don't think I'm raggedy. You understand? Or the women that I am attracted to, I don't consider them raggedy or ugly or unkempt or homely. I've heard that bullshit before. Y'all better get that shit through your head when you're getting that. Because once you break out of this spell, see, I can't even be in the same places and look at women the same way anymore. You look retarded with that stringy, ugly shit on your fucking head. That shit look retarded. And that's what I'm trying to get y'all, the brothers, we're going to have to get to a point where that shit just look retarded. Where you just naturally are gravitated to the women who present themselves the way they're supposed to. Present themselves to you as a goddess. See, you got to be God before you can even accept that. And that's the problem. We done all dropped down into these apes. But I ain't no ape man. You know, I'm going to address that too, because people try to make me feel like I'm primitive. Which I don't even know what these words mean. Like I'm Tarzan or some shit. Because I say we need to get back to our original way of life. But let me stick back to the topic. But I just wanted to make sure I said that. We are not, I'm not talking about not grooming or not manicuring or not taking care of your appearance. That's definitely not what none of them glamour school videos was about. We need to learn the proper way to groom and take care of our appearance. Take pride in our appearance. That's all I'm talking about. But as far as physical things you can be doing, first, you look for a need. Look to fill a need. Look around for something that you don't see. And you try to provide that. That's what you're thinking for as far as business opportunities. Look for a need. Look to fill a need. Don't just sell CDs and DVDs because that's what everybody is doing. That's how I got pinched. That's how my shit ended up fucking up. I opened a business where I wanted to sell all natural hair care and skin care products and ended up selling bootleg DVDs and CDs. And police ran up in there. The first time they ran up in there, they didn't fuck with me because I wasn't selling CDs and shit yet. I'm just selling oils and incense and hair products. So they ran right past me and laid all the rest of them other niggas down. A few weeks, months later, after I got tired of struggling, I said, I'm finna sell me some DVDs and CDs. And next time they ran in there, it got me too. So this is what happens when you start chasing the money. See, I got off track. I got off my dime. I already knew what I was supposed to be doing when I set up my business, when I started it. I had already had a plan. Once you deviate from that, that's when shit fuck up. Once you start listening to yourself, all you gotta do is listen to you. You ain't gonna never lie to yourself. If you really want a plan, if you really want to know what your next move should be, ask yourself, and then listen to yourself and do what the fuck you tell yourself to do. Don't hesitate and wait and be listening to other people and taking other advice from other people. I'm not trying to advise you. I'm advising you to go within. All this is about this. This is your mind, your idea, conception, giving birth. Conception starts in the mind. Visualize how you feel, your energy and motion. Monitor that. Are you feeling happy and joyful about what you're thinking, or are you feeling worried and scared, depressed and discouraged? What are you willing to sacrifice? Will you give up a few dollars? Will you live at your means in order to have your own business? Or will you continue to try to run out and buy the newest, latest shit? Are you willing to give up your Metro phone? Are you willing to give up some cable, satellite dish? You willing to give up internet for a little while? Are you willing to sacrifice some bullshit that you don't even need in the first place? See, that gets to the world of loss and opportunity. We're going to do, next video is going to be on the world of loss and opportunity. But that's what sacrifice comes in. Sometimes you think you're losing, but there's an opportunity disguised as loss in there. So, do you have the discipline? Like, I'm just asking you these questions about yourself. Analyze these things about yourself before you even start worrying about whether you're going to be an entrepreneur or not. But once you do, start looking to fill a need. And what you do is you start building a business while you already in the system. See, that's what I did. And then you make sure that your new form of income either matches or exceeds your current income before you leave the position that you're in. Okay? So that's what it's all about, man. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. Always check yourself. This is where it all begins. Because yeah, you're not going to be able to be you and be a slave at the same time. You are free and sovereign by nature. You were born that way. By instinct, you already instinctually know that. So every move you make against that is going to cause some conflict in your life. You're going to continuously be hitting up against these little obstacles until you get back in tune and get back in line. We grow freedom. This is an organic process. It should just be natural. Grass don't strain to grow. So anything that you're doing naturally and organically, it should happen with ease. So don't make it a struggle. This ain't a struggle. I didn't struggle to do any of this. I didn't struggle to be free of no crackers. All I did was apply these certain principles. Change the way I thought. First thing I had to do. And change the way I did things. But I started out here, looking for a need. And what I saw was people needed to be exposed to some of the things I was doing or what I was using. So I started formulating products. But another thing is look to supply people with things that you use. Okay? You don't smoke crack. Shouldn't be selling crack. Smoke weed. Sell some weed. At least you can smoke for free. That was my logic for starting to sell weed. But that worked out for everything. I used body oils. So I started to sell body oils. That cut the cost off of what I was buying for myself. And then I make some money if people just happen to want to buy some. Even if they didn't buy any. Now I just got a supply. I didn't lose anything. Because I would have spent this money plus some. I would have spent 3 times as much buying it as a customer. So if you buy it wholesale and you just happen to not sell anything, if you selling things you use, then you can't never lose. Now you just stocked up. You bought it smart. You bought it the way you probably should have did it anyway. Wholesale. So always kind of keep that in mind. Incense, body oils, shea butter, black soap, all that basic, simple stuff that still, it's a lot of people in your circle that are not using that. It's a lot of stores that's not selling these things. Not the pure kind, not the good one, not your own special blend. So you ain't gonna sell the same shit they selling in the beauty supply. You gotta put you in it. Anything you do, you're gonna have to put you in it. If you was making music, if you decided I'm going to pursue my hip hop career, you can't come out rapping exactly like 50 Cent or Jay-Z or somebody, but you can say I was influenced by them. I took that blueprint and put my own thing to it. Like how Pun will tell you Kool G Rap was his favorite rapper, and you can hear the G-Rap's influence in Pun, but you can't say Pun bit G-Rap. Pun took G-Rap shit to another level. He put the pun in it. The comedy, his personality, he put his personality, he put himself in it. You understand? Personalize something that is already out there. Something that you use. Unless you're going to invent something, which is great. You can always invent something. But this is why it's important. Sell things you use and that you support and endorse. Because you always want to be in tune, you know what I'm saying? You want to be at ma'at with all the things that we're doing. So let's not be running out and buying a bunch of fake jewelry and watches and porn and shit just because that's what sells. Because other things sell and other things have a better profit margin. You can make more money off incense than you can off weed any day. The profit margin. I ain't gonna get that one away. Those who know, we know. You know what I'm saying? But that's it. It's a lot of things like that. Shea butter beat crack every day. Like far as the flip, the price you pay for a pound of shea butter, wholesale, y'all niggas wouldn't believe it. And then what you can make, like the flip, it's crazy. Like your mentality has to change. That's what I was talking about. You gotta change the way you think. If you only think that a job is the only source of money, then you're gonna always go seek out jobs for money. But if you change the way you think about that, if you know that the only money that you're gonna get is the money that you generate. First, what are you trying to generate money for? Let's go back to what I was talking about. You're trying to buy a whole bunch of shit, whole bunch of stuff. You want a big house so you can put a whole bunch of bullshit that you ain't gonna be able to pick up and move when it's time to hurry up and get the fuck on. See, some of y'all ain't prepared for that. You ain't gonna be able to take all your shoes and your stilettos and your Timbs and your DVDs, CDs, and your whatever bullshit you done accumulated when it's time to go. That's why when you gotta get the fuck on. So beware of these attachments and all these things that you think you're supposed to have that you need. Give us this day our daily bread. That's how you're supposed to live. Make you some money every day. Try to make a certain amount of money every day. Put yourself on a plan. I started off on a $20 a day plan. No, I started off on the $10 a day plan. I said if I could save $10 a day, 'cause at this time I was splitting rent with somebody. So all I wanted to do was be able to have my share of the rent. I didn't care if I had no extra food, no food to eat, or no buy no clothes. Or I wasn't concerned about that. I just didn't want to let my roommate down and not have my rent, because that's the only thing that would affect both of us. So I said if I put myself on $10 a day, if I make sure I can't, who can't make $10 a day, right? That's what I was thinking. And at this time I'm selling weed. So I said, if I can't make $10, if I can't sell a bag a day, then I shouldn't even be doing this shit. So I put myself on a $10 a day plan, and in 30 days, that's $300. I got my half of the rent, maybe $20, $50 left over. So that's what I did. And of course, by the end of the month, I had that little $300 sitting around, plus whatever I had guapped up in my pocket, you know what I'm saying? But that's took me from the $10 to $10 to a $20 a day, $30 a day, to a $50 a day plan. You understand? Now $50 a day times 30 days, that's $1,500. See, you done changed the game. So put yourself on a plan. $10 a day, man. You might have to split rent with somebody. You might have to live for and by each other again. See, some of y'all want to do your own thing. You're too busy trying to have a nice little fly apartment. Yeah, you can't afford to do that. Why you feel the need to do that anyway? Why don't you want to live with your people like other people who come here do, and get all our money and send it back home, and they live good, living better than you in their country, and they came over here and huddled up in one little apartment together and stacked. That's our science, whether y'all know it or not. That ain't no Mexican shit. We once lived for and by each other like that too. We wasn't all for self. Like I say, there's a difference between being selfish and having knowledge of self. That's kind of knowing yourself. Selfish. That's like, ish. Like, I'm if-ish, 7-ish, somewhere around there. You ain't really about self. You just somewhere around Jewish. Just kind of a Jew. But yeah, get off that ish. Get off that self-ish. And get on some knowledge of self. If you got knowledge of self, then you know that what's best for one is best for all. You want for your brother and your sister what you want for yourself. So sometimes y'all might have to eat out the same plate. Y'all don't know nothing about that type of shit. And until you do, you really don't deserve to have nothing. Like, because what are you going to do with it? Just hoard it up for yourself? I'm not trying to show you how to be financially free so you can just get you the fattest house on the block and live there by yourself and show everybody how fucking great you are. You want to be king of the hill. That ain't what this shit is about. And that's why a lot of y'all ain't gonna never have shit. Because your intentions are wrong. See, I can go run through this list and tell you, I can give you all kind of tips, tell you exactly how I do this and do that, but you won't get it, because what are you going to do with it once you get it? See, you can't lie to yourself. And you've already been tested by yourself. You just didn't know that's what was going on. You might have thought you was praying, and God said, oh, I need this money, man. Please, God, I don't want to get kicked out. And something happened, and you was able to pay your rent, but you didn't invest with the rest of it. You weren't a good steward over a little. See, if you're not good with $10, then you won't be good with 10 million. So you'll never get 10 million. You'll never get $1 million if you don't know how to manage $1 and make the best out of that $1 and give thanks and be grateful for that $1. I still pick up pennies off the street anytime I see one. I don't need no pennies, but I pick them up and I give thanks every time. I say, thank you for this. Like it was 100. And that's how you gotta look at it. Like it was 100. Like you know that feeling. If you found $20 or $100 on the street, you that done made your day. You happy? You crunk for the whole day. Now why you don't feel that way if you find a penny? Or if you don't find nothing, why you still don't feel good? Why money make you feel good? Is it the money that you need, or is it food, clothing, and shelter that you need? Is it these things? So you don't need the money, you just need to eat. So if you could eat without the money, then wouldn't that be irrelevant? Like, wouldn't all this be irrelevant if you could figure out a way to eat without paying somebody? Like how everything else in nature do? Do we even want to live like that? Or am I talking like an ape again? I'm going to go on and shut that down right quick. I keep hearing that. Oh, why don't you just move back out into the jungle and be an ape? Usually it's when I'm talking about polygamy and shit when I hear this. So I think I'm going to save that for the next one. I ain't going to get into that. But what I will do, say, what else do you need? Anything else is bullshit. A distraction. That's the way I see it. I hope I said enough for you, fam. Like I said, I don't know what else to tell people about how to go get an interview or get a job. Like, fuck a job. Like, that's what I tell people. You need to start to think freedom. Think about business that you can set up for yourself. And try to keep that image and make it as clear as you can. Like, you have to be able to see yourself free, fam. You're going to have to see that first. That's the plan. Think and grow rich. But we do shit backwards. This is the reason why we don't have the things we want and we don't get the things we want. It's because we always thinking about what we want. That is the problem. That you are going to always manifest the problem because we always focus on it. You don't never sit and think about having $1 million. All you do is think about how many dollars you don't have. You don't think about living debt free. All you think about is how much debt you have, how many bills you gotta pay. So you don't see the difference? See the reverse in that? If you just thought rich instead of thinking broke and thinking it's the same thing. You think it's the same thing as you saying, oh, I'm tired of being broke. I wish I wasn't broke. I'm so broke. Because since you saying you don't like it, you thinking it's supposed to have some effect, like that's gonna work. But the feeling, you feeling broke and defeated and beat down and po, how can you vibrate with wealth? How can you vibrate on the level where wealth is? You gotta raise yourself to that frequency. You gotta be on that frequency, and this a lot of times your job might be keeping you from doing that. It might be helping you stay at a certain vibratory rate. I don't know. I can't say that. Because that wasn't the case for me. Studying just was enough to override all that bullshit. Like eventually just the information just took over to where I just couldn't do it no more. I just quit. I was on vacation and I never went back. That's all I remember. I didn't go get them 2 weeks notice. I didn't do none of that shit because I knew I wasn't coming back. I ain't never going back to another cracker and asking them for shit. Like, see, that's not part of my reality no more. Like, I know that that's crazy for me to do. It's like child support and everything else. You can't run to them motherfuckers who put you in slavery and then ask them for something to make your life better. That's not their job to make your life better. They're here to fuck you over. They might give you the illusion that they're giving you something. They might present something to you and trick you into thinking that. But you only fall for that as long as you under the spell. You got to be deaf, dumb, and blind to believe that your master will ever do anything nice for you. Like I said, I heard some brother naming off some other shit: food, clothing, shelter, transportation, economic, technology. I don't know what the fuck he said. I don't remember that shit. Somebody remember that or heard that before? Y'all tell me what these things are, because I don't know what none of that shit that we need, man. We don't need this. Somebody told you that. Y'all talking about stocking up on shit? Let me go on and just address this too, since we are talking about power of visualization and the power of the mind and your thoughts. Because I feel like I'm being pressed to say this, because it keep coming at me from different directions. I keep getting confirmation. As far as this 2012 thing go and all the impending doom that we facing, if we are aware that we are the creative force on this planet, that means when you say the creative force, that means you have the ability to give things life. That's what I'm talking about. We give the life. Like, this is a good, think about it this way. All the things that we see outside of ourselves, music, art, fashion, all forms of entertainment, sports, anything. Who is the soul? Like, there might be other people running those things. There might be other people who own the franchise. But who is the life force and the soul of these things? Who's the soul of hip-hop? Now, who owns it? See, we don't own it, but we are the soul. We are the life force. We don't own basketball teams, but we are the soul. It wouldn't be no basketball team without us. So that's what I'm saying. They throw out the idea, and we give it life. So just please, y'all keep that in mind when they're throwing out these ideas. It's Illuminati shit. It's Armageddon shit. Y'all know they monitoring this shit. We ain't getting no secret information. We are getting strategically placed propaganda. They are putting the thoughts in our heads so that we can create these situations. If we did not, look, what you focus on expands. Whatever you focus on expands. This is the power that you possess. This is what groupthink is all about. If we can get enough people to think about the same thing, then it is guaranteed to happen. Not just enough people, but the right people. The ones with the active pineal glands. The ones who are in touch with the creative force of will. I hope y'all hearing me on this, because I don't want to be on, this ain't spooky. Gotta be practical. Stock up on seeds. There are things you can do. Stock up on seeds. Start to learn how to grow your own shit. Make your own clothes. Start to build up your chi. Or your internal power. Cause all this can go real crazy. Like I hear a lot of talk, man. You know, I hear y'all talking about buying guns. I feel y'all on being armed, but where you getting the guns from? Smith and Wesson. Like, how do you run to the very people you're trying to protect yourself from and ask them to arm you? How do you run to them to defend yourself? Like, it's got to be a contradiction there somewhere. Like, it's got to be a problem there. Do you think they're going to sell you? They're going to sell you what you would really need to defend yourself? Do you think they would properly equip you? Why would they do that? Whose interest would it serve for them to let you be able to buy something that they know can stop their plan? Because we ain't in control of that market. Why ain't nobody trying to make guns? Or is that impossible? Only crackers know how to make guns. I ain't heard nobody say make guns yet. Do y'all niggas know how to make a sword? Anybody making swords still? What the fuck happened to that? I mean, if you're going to talk about guns, you might as well talk about swords, because these crackers got tanks. So if you really think your gun is about to do something, then you think a sword can do something too. So you might as well get back to doing that. Bow and arrows, everything. At least you got a bow and arrow, you might be talking about getting some food and taking out some crackers. Y'all niggas ain't trying to do no hunting with these pistols. So what are we talking about? Like I say, who are we supporting as we stock up? Somebody getting rich off our gun sales and canned food sales, water, whatever you stocking up on. Who you buying it from? Who owns these companies? Who's profits? Like I was telling somebody else, they got every base covered. If none of this shit don't ever pop off, they done already made money. They don't care. And if it do pop off, they got your money, and y'all, we fucked. I think we're going backwards. Me personally. And like I say, maybe I'm spooky, but I don't think they put all that shit in these movies for no reason. And I gave somebody else the example of Neo in the Matrix, because I think that's a good example. And shout out to the sister who wrote that book. I can never remember her name, but y'all know what I'm talking about. But yeah, how did he start off? Started off with all kind of weapons. Every gun you could think of. Got guns here, guns there. Run out of bullets, drop them, pick up some more guns. Took him to a room with nothing but guns. What did Morpheus tell him? He said, "What you telling me one day I'm going to be able to stop bullets? Oh, dodge bullets?" I think that's what he told him. He was like, "No, when you're ready, you won't have to. You won't have to dodge them." And what happened at the end? What did he got to the point where, no, ain't gonna be no more of that. Y'all ain't ready for that. Y'all ain't trying to be jumpers. Y'all ain't trying to be supernatural. See, there's natural, and then there is super. natural. There's ordinary, and then there's extraordinary. Y'all thinking all these little stories and shit are just stories. Because these niggas got you thinking that's spooky. But when they telling stories about your ancestors in these comic books and in these movies. And they know it. Got you thinking it's all make-believe. And reality is what you see and hear on the news and read in the newspaper. And that's real. Yeah, it's real if you believe it. It's gonna be real for plenty of us. So I just want to beware, you know. Like I said, I ain't never telling nobody not to be prepared for anything. But these are things you should have been doing anyway. Why you not waiting on now to get guns? Crackers been killing us. Police been murdering niggas in the street. So what you getting these guns for now? Just so you can protect you and yours? See? Selfish. All y'all niggas out here with these guns sitting around waiting for some shit to happen. There's some shit happening right now. That's why I like how Dr. Khalid shut that white boy down when he had that little debate with Anthony Hitler, whatever his name is. Throw that crack. Don't come to me with all that Illuminati bullshit. We already in concentration camps. You know how many niggas are already in the concentration camps? Y'all don't give a fuck about none of them. You just don't want to be there. All y'all arming up and getting ready. Why y'all can't go and take some of these guns now and get some of our leaders out of jail? Let me stop. I ain't trying to get into all that. We ain't gonna talk like that, right? Y'all want to talk about how we can get jobs and shit. I don't know. All I know is how you can get free. Start with right here. Think free. Thinking about jobs, thinking about what you ain't got all the time. If all you do is think about what you ain't got and what you want to have one day, then that's going to be your reality for the rest of your life. You'll live that way forever. Because that's the signal you send out to the universe. That's your vibratory rate. That's the frequency you on. You ain't pick up no other channels until you change the dial. Very simple. Give thanks. These are some things you can do. Give thanks for your job. Right now. I know people who be complaining about their job every day. Oh, they hate the job. I hate the job. And fuck around and get suspended. And they somewhere crying because they can't afford to miss no work. What happened? Why I get suspended? I ain't want to. Why they do this to me? But every day you say, I don't want to go to work. You're lucky that that's all that happened to you. And that's just cliche shit, right? Oh, be thankful you got this. Oh, be thankful you got. Y'all just disregard that shit like it's nothing. That's the key to your success. Being thankful for what you have. I don't have people act like they're supposed to complain. Okay, yeah, I hear you, be thankful, but shit, I got all these problems. What I'm supposed to do? Not acknowledge them? Yeah, you can acknowledge them, but acknowledge all the good shit too. You don't never acknowledge the good shit. You don't never be thankful for what you do have. You wasn't never thankful for the raggedy shit you had. You was too busy trying to get something somebody else had. So let's be sure and clear that ain't what we doing. Let's not try to live like the Joneses. Do you. And be yourself, and you know, everything will work itself out. Seek ye first. Where's the kingdom of God? Here. Seek ye first the kingdom of God and its righteousness. Here. This is it. Not there. Not out there. Ain't nobody gonna do for you but you. Ain't nobody's job to do for you but you. So make it happen, Captain. Be healthy.